Hey, up next on the Marmy Rock Show, a band that I'm kind of new to. I actually just saw them down in Baltimore for the first time a week ago. Wanted to get them right on the show. We have got Minshara with us. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Hey. So, hey, as I mentioned, even though we're from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I'm still kind of new to your band. So can you start off by giving our listeners a brief bio of the band, how you came together and formed?
Yeah, I mean, we've been a band since 2011. We've gone through some memberships here and there throughout the years, but we originally formed from another band called A Public Trail, and then after a few memberships this year, we have Evan Kirkley on drums, Tom Hand on bass, and Liam Schatzer on guitar. And Liam just joined us in October. Yeah, we were just like trying to the whole mission objective to start when we started this band was to write poppy, melodic, but somewhat still keeping to our roots with so we've all played in either metal bands or progressive bands, so having some edge to it.
Now, it was actually one of the things that I picked up right away with you guys is that you're a band that's really tough to put a label on stylistically. Now, is that a big part of what you guys feel like appeals to your fans?
I mean, yeah, I think that's because you have to be diverse in an oversaturated market, for sure.
Now, in listening to the diversity of the style from song to song in your music, I imagine it would allow you to play with a wide variety of bands, like anywhere from pop to metal. Can you talk about other bands you fit in with and play live shows with?
Yeah, we've sat in with a lot of bands. Everyone from the Contortionists and Chan to, we played with Hollywood Undead, Flyleaf. Trying to think if there's any pop bit that we played with recently that's we play with. I would say that right now the music that we're about to release in the next coming months or so is much more in the direction of pop than it was on our last record, where it felt a little more kind of everywhere and a little more heavy.
Yeah, now your last record, I.O., I picked it up at the CD release show for Imbued. I've been listening to it and really enjoying it. And I think on that record, no song to me represents your style better than the tune Into the Night. It's my favorite tune on that one. Tell me a little bit about that tune and who wrote it and how it came together.
Into the Night was one of the songs we recorded that record with Taylor Larson, who's done a lot of big bands like We Came as Romans and Periphery. And I specifically remember when we went and recorded that song, it was half written, and we didn't know what we were really going to do with it, but we knew that we liked a couple parts to it. And when we went into the studio with Taylor, it was really fun. We definitely jumped on to the idea of making sure that we have lots of great hooks in the choruses and memorable lyrics that people can latch onto.
Now, I mentioned that that was my favorite release on that record. What tune turned out to be the biggest hit amongst your fans and the most widely accepted tune from that release?
Well, probably The Void, which we did a music video for. And live, I would say it's probably World on Fire, because people love to do the call and response thing during the chorus, where we, say, "You take away a part of me," and the crowd usually, sings "Whoa!" It's cool. Everyone seems to really, really enjoy it.
So, tell me a little bit about, you just mentioned The Void, the music video. Now, I was watching that video. It almost starts as this kind of dreamy music video, and then all of a sudden it gets kind of nightmarish. So, tell me a little bit about that video.
Well, the song is about a friend of mine that overdosed on heroin several times. And it was kind of it's basically the idea of trying to break the addiction before you get sucked into this void. And right now in the world, it's a very relevant topic, as in, a lot of, especially where we're from, there's a really bad heroin epidemic going on. So I always thought, the representation in the video was supposed to represent, life and death, where, I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland kind of theme mixed with the idea of being sucked into your addictions to the point where it kills you.
So talk about the making of it, because you had some like kind of elaborate costuming going on towards the end of that thing. Tell us about the experience of making that video.
Well, that video, I think the thing we spent the most money on was probably the wardrobe, and which was cool because we actually had to go hunt down a place that would be able to have the costumes for the period that we were trying to think of, which was more like, Victorian or something like that. But yeah, the video process was cool. I mean, it happened over 2 or 3 days tops, and then a bunch of time with our previous guitarist, Mike Viegas. He actually did like all of the editing with a couple of the camera guys, and it was mostly we did it ourselves, and that was the result. But it was a really good time. We videoed all of the most of the shots in is it Shady Lane. It was like outside of York, Pennsylvania. Really cool place they used for like weddings and stuff like that, and it's really out in the middle of nowhere, but not really. It just looks like that. We thought though the scenery was really like perfect. It was just the beginning of spring when we shot it, so everything was kind of like in bloom and very green. And then as soon as it got dark, it was like pitch black, and it just fit the vibe,
So, hey, I mentioned I first saw you guys at the Imbued CD release show last week, and I know you're out on a run of some dates now, so why don't you tell folks, in fact, you might even be on the way to a show now, tell folks about the run you're out on right now.
Right now, we've been with our good friends Kid Felix at Dockside and Dave and Buster's. And then tonight we're playing, it's actually a private event. We kind of just found this out. It was a surprise party for this guy. So by the time, anyone hears this, hopefully it'll be after his surprise that he already got. But it's really cool because I guess, back about 3 years ago, we played this thing called Launch Music Conference in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And it was, I don't know, we actually played with a different drummer too, because Evan was on tour with his old band, A Hero of Fake. And, so we had our really good friend Logan playing drums for us, but this guy apparently is like a really big fan of ours, and we became pretty tight with this band Restless Streets, and they hooked it up for us, and it's like we're his favorite band. I was like, wow, we have never even like played up in Albany, and that's where we're playing tonight. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool to like know that like we really are wanted in a place so far from home,
So, hey, you've got a teaser video out there, like kind of talking about new material on the way. So can you tell us a little bit about when we can expect to hear the new stuff and the timeline for it?
We're looking at an early fall release. We've got some stuff in the works, and I really can't talk about it yet, but it's definitely going to be like impactful on the future of the band for sure. But yeah, we did a 5-song EP with this guy Matt Malpass, who's done Issues and Train and Manchester Orchestra, and just a whole bunch of like really cool bands, and Lydia, and then Matt Holmes, who's done Say We Can Fly, Front Porch Step, also helped in the writing and recording process to finish the record with us.
So, if fall release for that one, what are your plans for the rest of the year? Are you going to keep doing some live performances, or are you going to be working on another music video for the new release?
Yeah, we actually already have a music video done. We're just kind of like making sure that we put a nice campaign together to make sure it gets a nice, good push. And we actually are probably going to have 2 music videos. There's only 5 songs on the record, but we're definitely going to have 2 singles on this record that are like, I feel are probably our strongest music yet, for sure.
So, having been a band for about 6 years or so now, and I've saw some of the names you mentioned, Hollywood Undead and Flyleaf, and He Is Legend and all. Has there been one show that still to this date sticks out for you as like the high point, like that wow show for you?
Because we're a bunch of nerds, for sure, too. I mean, I would say that we played with the Contortionist and Sean at the Chameleon Club about 2 years ago, and it was I think it was one of the first shows that we played with Tom, our bass player. He had just joined the band, and we all grew up listening to bands like that, so it was really cool because I think they really understood what we were trying to do, and they were very opening, and their crowd was very receptive to it. Because, we're a bunch of, seasoned vets musician-wise. We love to play, and that's what we do, so it felt perfect for us,
Well, listen, guys, it's been a good time talking to you. Where do you want people to go to find all your music and learn about you all?
Yep, you can go to minsharamusic.com, and everything's actually posted up there with everything from our Spotify to our Instagram to our social, everything for our social, all our tour dates. It's all posted up there.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you taking time out on your way up to Albany to talk to us. Folks, the band is Minshara. They're from Harrisburg and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Go check out the album I.O. It's a really great listen, man. I've been listening to it nonstop since I saw you in Baltimore, and want to wish you safe travels and good luck.
Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.